Right, good evening everyone. Welcome to Hilly Stream for Tuesday night for the WAOF1 Tuesday division, and we are at Miami for full qualifying 50% race, round 5 of the season. And it's going to be a good one if recent Miami races have been anything to go by in other divisions, other leagues. So, interesting race because you will have a mixture of 2-stoppers and 1-stoppers. I don't think there's a lot of difference between the two if you pull the 1-stop off correctly. If you struggle with tyre wear, forget the 1-stop, just go for the 2, because it will probably work best for you. However, yeah, a good 1-stop pulled off here works just as well. So it's an interesting track because of that Miami heat, and it's no stranger to rain Miami. So particularly in real life, probably more so than on the game actually. And it's in real life, Miami is a place where when it rains, it absolutely hammers it down. There's no in between. But that's not on the game necessarily. Unfortunately, I suppose. That'd be cool just to have a massive shower for like 10 minutes in the race and then dry back up. That'd be pretty awesome. Well, hello, good evening, welcome, bienvenue, guten Tag. That's about all I know. So, 18 at the moment in the lobby. Before we head into qualifying, some people starting to ready up, so I think we're getting to that point. Just gonna have a quick look on the standings just while we're waiting, just to give us something to do really. So, sorry, excuse me. Oh, we might have one joining in qualifying apparently. So there you go. Right, drivers standings. If I can get this out of my throat. Right, Gunnar leads the way at the moment on, is that 97? Yeah, 97 points. Closely followed by James on 93, just 4 points behind. James really performing well so far this season. Following closely, a few more drivers actually. 7 behind James is Watson for Haas, then Steersy and Ryanair, both 1 point behind Watson, so they're joint in 4th. Chris on 78, so that's 7 behind Ryan and Steersy, and then Whale on 71. If we go to the constructors, I believe that's all pretty tight as well. So RB at the moment, so the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, 178. Ferrari on 140. Then Aston Martin 121. Sauber 118 and Haas 98 rounding out the top 5. So there are some big gaps there, I suppose, in the constructors, but with 2 cars scoring, that can change around in one race very easily. All of those gaps can. So get the stream back up on my phone. There we go. Excellent. So we're heading into qualifying. I may be slightly distracted tonight, guys, because Newcastle are playing in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup at the same time. I'm not watching the game, but I will be keeping up to date with it. So bear with me. We're in the 5th minute at the moment. It's still 0-0, so that's a good start for Newcastle. I am slightly worried about tonight's game. I've got a bad feeling about tonight's one, so hopefully they do well. Prove me wrong. So, 18 at the moment, as I say. JT Gent could be joining in qualifying to get it up to 19. That would be pretty cool. As we wait for the first car out. It's usually a good shout to go on Gunnar. Nobody rushing out, actually. I wonder if that's a sign that there's some weather involved. Because usually those that have practiced have all got their setups ready, they're ready to go, they just get a setup on and they get out there. So just wonder if there might be some weather involved there. As a Haas comes out, so that is either Robin or Watson, and it's Robin. So we're going to be doing the Hilly Hot Lap around Miami with Robin tonight, which I don't think we've done before. Robin's still quite, well, very new to the league. been a welcome addition so far. So let's see how he goes on his first lap. We'll stay in the broadcast cam for the out lap and then switch, ready for the hot lap. So Miami, very difficult track, set to 1, very, fast switches of direction on what is a very slippery sector, which can see some incidents. Turn 1, almost always some sort of contact here at turn 1. Unfortunately, it's just a difficult turn, and inevitably, for those of us that do rely on the line for our braking, unfortunately, it can get very, well, you can get covered, and sometimes you can miss your braking because of that, which can cause incidents at turn 1. Hopefully, it doesn't happen tonight, but we'll be keeping an eagle eye on that. Sector 2, most flat out all the way up to the Mickey Mouse section, which is very tight, chicanes, very difficult. Flat out straight for sector 3, followed by the final corner, and then flat out to the line. But here we go, on board then with Robin as we head up to 8th gear, and then quick heavy braking down the 3rd. Open up the steering, be careful getting on the power. As I say, it's very, very slippery all the way through sector 1, but he's handled that very well, I have to say. Over to the right now for what is a almost flat out left-hander. Quality, and then this long lingering left-hander that takes us on to the first long straight, over the curb on the exit, and we head down, overtake ERS mode in effect. DRS opens now. And you want to be over to the right hand side, ready for the sharp left-hander, and then this again lingering right-hander, very unusual corner, then into a heavy brake. The wall moved on the inside on the chicane there, so just be a bit careful of that, very easy to catch it now. Then open up the steering, onto the power, flat out, down the back straight, speed trap at the end of the straight, DRS open. Let's see what sort of speed Robin hits. Around 334 kilometers per hour. And down to what is effectively the final corner. You do have this left-right, but it's all flat out. Again, very tricky on traction out of that corner, so be careful. 28.4 to get us open from Robin, a decent lap. Might be enough to get him through to Q1, I'm not sure. I really don't know about Q1, where the times are likely to be for actually getting through, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Let's go to his teammate Watson. Both fast drivers in nice and early. As we saw from the driver's standing, Watson doing very well, sat in 4th place at the moment. 4th or 3rd? I can't remember now. It's that very high anyway. James then immediately into the 26, is 26.9 from James. A little oversteer from Watson. It's not going to destroy his lap as such, but it's definitely going to, well, he's certainly not going to know where the time is for improvements. Looks to be really struggling on exits, although he was very quick to switch on his overtake there, which probably wouldn't have helped. Press 27.2 on the mediums, that's a very good lap. Craig Reed 27.3. Chewbacca 28.1, Robin, as we saw, 28.4, Kev 28.7. So far as Ryanair goes fastest, 26.3 monster lap from Ryanair for Q1. And Watson across line 28.4 goes just behind his teammate at the moment. Obviously, we did see that mistake. Here he is, Steersy, Aston Martin in this long, lingering left-hander. Such an awkward corner. It's also the corner that, when it comes to the race, it's the tyre killer corner. It's the one that really hurts your right-hand tyres and really puts the wear up. So there are ways of going about trying to keep the tyre temperature down through that corner, which can extend your tyre life. Sort of cruising through the corner is a way to do that. You do lose time by doing it, but overall it does extend your tyre life, which, if you're looking to one stop, is something you kind of need to do. Two stoppers won't care about that really. They will just run their tyres till they get to a certain percentage and then pit. It's a nice slipstream off his teammate. the final corner then. Not sure how much of a slipstream steers he really needs to be getting through Q1, if I'm honest, but I suppose it's good practice. They're doing it in Q2 and Q3 as Steersy goes into P2 on a 26.5. So just over a tenth behind Ryan. English there going into P4 at 27.1. Ozer's heading down the back straight, 102.3 through sector 2. In my head, that's going to put him on a high 27, I think. Let's just see. Keep moving to the line. Here we go. I may be wrong. I am wrong. 27.3, so not a high 27. 27.3 puts him into P7 for the moment. Ferrari teammate Whale early in his lap. We're set to 1 at the moment. He's going into this long lingering left-hander. Really difficult getting the balance between the amount that you need to brake for the corner and then get the turn in right so that you can open up the steering, and opening up that steering at the right time to be able to get on the power. It's the most important part of the corner is the exit. You hear the engineer say quite a lot, especially if you play career mode, which I don't, but I haven't done for a few years now. I was one of those that career mode was always 100% race, full qualifying, a lot, full practice, all the way through to be tried to play it properly. I haven't done it for a few years, mainly because league racing can take over your life, let's be honest. That's what it did for me. Here comes Whale to the line then. 27.2 puts him into P7, ahead of his teammate by just over a tenth. Watson's back out there now. He's not on a lap now. Or is he? Yes, he is. No, he's not. He's into the pits. What about Chris? Chris might be doing a little race run here, because I think he set a time which is going to get him through Q1 reasonably comfortably on the mediums already, so may as well use the tyres now and do some laps. Just if you do carry on to do a little race run in qualifying, obviously the only thing I'd say is keep an eye on the track map so that you can make sure you're not holding anybody up that may be on a hot lap. So let's move. Let's go to our new driver, Kingspin 8, brand new driver to the league, first race tonight. Good luck to you, Kingspin, on your debut. Not to a little bit of traffic, picking up a slipstream off of what I think is a Mercedes, although it looked very much like an Aston Martin as we were going past it. He's now being completely held up by the Haas. This is Robin on his outlap. I'm afraid, Robin, it's be in trouble for that, my man, if Kingspin chooses to submit that. So across the line, 27.1 in away from Kingspin, still goes P5 despite being held up all the way through the Mickey Mouse section. So I think that's good enough to get through Q1 in away. Robin is invalidated right at the start of his lap. Kev Gooner 36.9, good lap from Gooner. I would assume he's going again. That's going to invalidate. So no good there from Gooner. Falcao 27.7, that puts him into P11. That shows how close it is. Kingspin 27.1 went up to P5. Falcao 27.7, P11. He won't be feeling too comfortable on that. Is Kev on a lap? He is, and he's improving. And that is 28.5. Improves by 2 tenths, and was improving by 4.5 tenths through sector 2, but he ran out of battery a bit early. And that's what's weakened, I suppose, the improvement. Falcao. Anyone else, we know invalidated. Just looking at trying to look at his steering wheel to see if he's got enough fuel to go again or whether he'd be heading to the pits. He's got 2.1 laps, so yes, potentially he can go again. So let's stick with him and just see if he goes past the pits. So he is indeed going again, so let's do a full lap with Gunnar then. Over to the left of the track, ready for turn 1, opening up the corner nicely. Doesn't use the curve on turn 2. People must be using lower wings than I do around here, because that left-right, the first part of the left-right in qualifying for me is flat out. I don't know. I've not seen anybody do that yet. Maybe it's partly because it's Q1. Perhaps it's a little bit more slippy in Q1 as the track evolves through the sessions. Looking much better from Gunnar this time round. Very nice through the Mickey Mouse section, I have to say. Decent 0.23, very similar to what Ozers had done actually on his lap. So I don't think it's the fastest of laps from Gunnar, but remember he's attempted multiple times on these tyres, and Miami is not a very forgiving track when it comes to tyre wear. So where would they put him? Yeah, 27.4, only goes P11, so he's going to have to come back to the pits, and he's probably going to run out of fuel towards the end of the lap. Should have enough time, plenty of time I think. So back up to P10. Williams, 27.3, look how tight it is. 1, 2, 3, 3 drivers in the 0.3s, a couple in the 0.2s. From 0, well, Admiral in P4, 127.090. Then Gunnar 446, 27.446 in P12. So those 8 positions covered with just 3.5 temps. At a track which is reasonably long. It's not a massively long track, but it's, you know, it's no Austria either. It's certainly not one of the short ones either. Chris comes round the final corner. I think English is on a lap behind him on track as well. Chris 26.7 improves to P3. Let's go to English. He's invalidated, so back into the pits by the looks of it for English. See what Chewbacca does here. Yeah, he is into the pits. I was just wondering. He was looking, especially the way he took the final corner, like he was heading back onto another lap then. So we have Falcao about to cross the line to start another lap as well. Ego retires out of the session. It is looking like the 27 drivers are likely to be pretty safe. I think just looking at Barry and P15 down. It's only 3 temps, by the way. Well, actually, it's more like 2.5 temps, covering 15th to 18th, but they're all in the 28s. So it's looking like the guys in the 27s are going to be safe. Although I think Josh and Falco probably need to improve just to be sure. Gunnar probably sat there looking at this, thinking, "Am I safe? Do I need to go out?" The answer to that is he is probably safe, but is it really worth taking the risk? That's an invalidation from Falco way too early on the turn in. So let's go. Barry's invalidated early in the lap, so let's go to Kev. He's just come out of that long corner onto the first straight. So the first straight the longest of the two straights, but because it's got these gentle curves, you don't quite reach the same. Well, you actually no, you do reach about the same speed as you do on the back straight. It's almost identical, in fact. You did touch 335 then, so keep that in mind, and we'll do a little check as he comes through the speed trap and into the braking zone of the final corner. Go onto the back straight then. He's going to get a bit of tow from his teammate. So we saw Kev give Steersy a tow earlier on, and Steersy repaying the favour. And I completely forgot to look at the speedometer, so hopefully one of you did. Although, as I say, it wasn't a real reading because he got the tow there and not on the other straight. So over the line then, 28.0 moves him into P15 for the moment. Barry, as I say, is invalidated. Let's go to Watson. Certainly not a driver that would expect to be down the order as he is. Still the same time he put on the board when we watched him earlier. So we know he'd made a mistake on that lap. So I would imagine he's going to jump up the order here. He's definitely going to jump up the order here. 27.2 puts him up to P8. 2 thousandths of a second ahead of Whale. That Aston, it's Kev. So Kev, we've seen just do his laps. He just needs to be aware he's got a McLaren approaching on a hot lap, and he is aware and gets out of the way nicely. Josh probably benefited slightly from a bit of a tow. Not too bad through the Mickey Mouse section. Seemed a little unstable through parts of it, but it's a 102.0, so that is quicker than Gunnar was through that sector. He's on course here to jump ahead of Gunnar and possibly Ozers, Chewbacca and Gregory. Good through the final section, didn't get unsettled by the curb. So 27.2 it is, and does indeed go ahead of Gregory and into P10. That should see Josh through. Gunnar at the final corner, and he's almost a second up. So this is going to put him right up to the top, somewhere around Ryan and Steersy. And in fact goes fastest, 26.319. There was never any doubt. Barry improves, but not quite enough to make Q2. So 16th for Barry. Falcout, you lucky boy, is safe. And through in the Williams. That is the end of Q1. Everybody's finished their laps. So Gunnar, fastest in the end. But Ryanair's lap, done very early in the session, is a very, very good lap indeed. It's the top 15 through then, including the very lucky, I have to say, Falcout. Unlucky to Barry, Kev and Robin, who don't get through on this occasion. We will head into Q2, which promises to be an extremely tight affair. All those guys are in that 10th area, look. 27.2 for P9, 10, 11. So that gives us an ideal, or an idea of where they're going to be. You'd expect them to improve a bit, so you're going to be looking somewhere around high 26, maybe a 27 flat might be enough. Those times always improve with the evolution of the track. So yeah, that's what you can expect. I don't know if I went to... I don't know what I did. Anyway, there we go. We head into Q2 then. Say this is going to be super competitive. The top boys should be fine as long as they get a decent lap in. Remember, I've got no idea what the weather's doing, so I don't know if we're expecting rain during qualifying at some point. Sorry, excuse me. Quite often you can sort of know by the patterns of what the drivers are doing. If they all suddenly come flying out, then it's probably because there's rain on the way. If you get sort of 10 come out, but 5 stay in and linger about in the pits, then it's probably not going to rain. way out. He is going to be beaten to track by Sauber though, that schooner, as always. First out in Q2, and usually first out in Q3 as well. Nice cup of coffee. So, Mr. Gooner, fastest in Q1. There's no doubt when we get to Q3 the pole times are going to be in the 25s. It's just a question of how far into the 25s is it going to be. We don't quite know Kingspin 8 yet. He's clearly quick, but he got impeded on his lap and still did a time that got him through pretty comfortably. So my suspicion is he can definitely go a lot faster, considering he was impeded through the Mickey Mouse section, as we call it. Just a slow section that we're just going through now, actually. It's at the end of the first straight. I don't actually know why we call it the Mickey Mouse section, but it suits it for some reason. Those cars are very close together here. I need to space out a bit. Especially you might want to fancy nicking a toe on your lap. It's not advisable to be too close. It's going to really hurt you through sector 1 and through the Mickey Mouse section. Here we go, on board with Gooner then. Down the third. Turn 1, maybe turns in slightly early, but it's not too bad, and gets on the power okay out of the corner. As you can see, right over to the right hand side, a lot quicker than we saw Robin do earlier on. Just carrying as much speed as you can through these corners and brake as late as you can, but take a nice tight apex so that you can open up the steering, get on the power nice and quickly. Use all the track, which tells me that this might just be a banker lap from Gooner. He's not attacking too fiercely. I would imagine that he's using the worn set from Q1, so... Sorry, excuse me again. Just got a bit of a tickle throat, I apologise for coughing. But, yeah, so undoubtedly using the worn set from Q1, so he'll be looking to get something handy on board. He'd love to be able to do a time on these tyres that will comfortably see him through. Otherwise he will need to use a fresh set for his next run, which will leave him just a one fresh set for Q3. That's not ideal for a driver that's going for pole. So 27.1, yeah, he's definitely going to need to go again. 26.4 should see Steersy through comfortably. Gregory 27.4. Here comes Watson to the line. Ozer's 28.5. Kingspin 27.6. Watson 27.9. As I said, most of, well, I'd imagine that all of these drivers are probably using more tyres from Q1. Walks you back up. Oversteer out the final corner, almost tries to switch the car around, but he saves it. And it's 28.7. Clearly was going a lot faster before that little moment. Ryanair jumps up to P2 on a 26.7. Here is Admiral. He's heading down the back straight. Someone else crossing the line. That was somebody on an out lap. Crossing the line now, I think that was James, heading on to his hot lap. McLaren on its way to the line, but again, that is Josh who's on an out lap, so he's about to start a lap as well. So let's see this from Admiral. 27.047 puts him into P3. Let's switch to James then and see as much of his lap as we can. I've got other drivers on hot laps at the moment. We saw that Josh had gone on to his lap. English is on a hot lap. He's just entered the back straight. Falcao at the moment still sat in the pits. So English will be next to cross the line. Keep an eye on him. Let's stick with James for his lap. His teammate stays well out of the way through the Mickey Mouse section. Let's get a cheeky toe. Going to be a massive toe, but he might just get a little distant toe off of the Williams. just in front of us. English actually headed back to the pits, so presumably it invalidated. Vati Cocoms, yeah, Vati, if you want to join, get yourself in, lad. You're more than welcome. Sorry, let me just finish this lap with James, and I'll send you an invite. So James across the line, 26.6, goes P2. Are you online? You do appear to be online. It says you're on an F1-25 event in Spain. So, James up to P2. Josh, 29.0. Again, these guys all using their worn tyres from Q1, as I said. Ratty is on his way. He is coming, he says. So, nobody on the lap at the moment. Falcao is just headed out the pits. So he's going out hoping to get a nice clean track, clear track. So I head to check the football score, and it is still 0-0 at 33 minutes. Pleased with that. So here comes Mr. Buddy. He's joined that busy session. Falcao next onto a lap. English already back out on track as well, having validated that first run. Did join the fight? Yeah. Are you there, Patty? Doesn't appear to be there yet. Okay. Anyway, here's Falcao down into turn 1.
Hello.
There he is. Hello, Mr. Vadi.
Hello, Mr. Hilly.
Hello. Don't forget to include your audio.
Yeah.
On your party screen. And Falcao on his first run of Q2 then. So welcome. Hi. My favourite South African.
Aw, shocked.
Not like all the other bums that were saying you're second favourite.
Yeah, terrible.
That was
terrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Can't believe it.
So, it's been the usual tale at the moment, Vati. The fastest guy is getting through Q1 pretty comfortably. Apart from this man, Falcao. Was straight through in P15 and was very lucky because Barry improved at the end and almost beat him.
Oh, come on, Barry.
Just needed about another 10th, I think, and that would have seen him through into Q2. But instead, Falcao survived. So, and this looks to be the first proper clear lap I've seen from him. So, what sort of time does he actually have? And it's a 26.9.
Showing the class there.
Yeah, so he's certainly showing that. Oh, and then completely messes up for turn 1 on his second lap.
Got a second win there.
So much better from Falcao, showing that he's competitive, and I think that's the sort of time you're going to need to get through into Q3.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I think you're going to need to be in the 26s, going the P10 in P9, 10, and 11. In Q1, we're all on 27.2s, so...
Good lap from Gregory as well, 26.9.
Okay. Yeah, 26.9, went just ahead of Falcao. On board with Chris at a moment, although Wells on his way down to the final corner and he's half a second up. So...
Oh, well.
Or just touches the wall on the exit. Lucky that's not invalidated him, actually. It sometimes does.
There you go,
Well. Jumps up to P4. Now, I would have thought that will be enough. But it's all looking so tight, I'm not too sure I'd actually retire on it, I have to say. Chris is half a second up coming out of the corner, out of the Mickey Mouse section onto the back straight. That puts him on a 27.7. The lap had stopped there, he would have slotted into P4 just ahead of Whale.
Yeah.
Can he gain anything through the final sector? attacks the last couple of corners, and it's a 26.6 up the P3.
Decent lap there from Chris. Seems like with the quality of this lobby, you might be looking at mid-26s to qualify for Q3.
I think, yeah, mid-26 should get you through pretty comfortably. I think the knockout will end up being like a 26.9, 26, maybe a 26.8.
Yeah.
But we'll see, because I don't think we've seen Kingspin's true pace yet. He did 27.2 in Q1, but was impeded all the way through the Mickey Mouse section by a Haas.
He's WAO debut, I believe.
It is, yeah.
There you go.
I definitely predict that he can go into the 26s, I just don't know how far.
I'm sure he'll be enjoying the race, he just needs to stay away from hoses.
Yeah. The terrorist hosers.
I hope you're hearing Kingspan. Hoses is a madman.
Absolute nutter.
Gotta stay away from that guy.
All the Scots are nutters, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Oh, come on. Terrible. Terrible. Except for Rappy, absolutely love that guy.
Oh yeah, he's alright.
Not the rap.
Rapster. So, Gunnar heading down to the final corner. It's purple through sector 2, but not sector 1. But he did go 26.1 in Q1, so you should expect something similar. Well, 26.4 still goes fastest.
Stop that! Good.
Kingspin. Hi, brother. Hello, Josh. Hello, English.
Hello, boys.
Oh, yeah. God, I didn't even realise that. English is out. He tapped the wall slightly and ripped his wheel off on his in-lap.
Oh, man. On a
26.5.
That's terrible, man. Oh, unlucky English.
Currently be sat in P3 and I think safely through on that as well. So
I tried to warn everyone in chat that English is a madman. He's proven my point.
Yeah.
Go on,
Quick
English.
boy. But mad. Here comes Kingspin then. Didn't see the sector 2 time, so 26.5 goes out of P3.
Getting mega close now.
Yeah.
We've got Admiral starting his final hot lap.
Yeah, let's go to Admiral. He's the only one now on a hot lap.
He loves going for an early hot lap just to get it out of the way. Put some pressure on the boys.
Yeah.
Nothing demoralizes the driver more than seeing your name hovering above below that top 10, not knowing if they're going through.
Got a bit of glitching then. I don't know if Admiral saw that. I hope it didn't
Yeah.
put him off. Didn't look like it put him off. I think he's okay.
Oh, smooth operator, this guy.
He is. Yeah, there we go. Falcao disqualified from the session, parking in a dangerous location. Where the dangerous location was, but it was dangerous. So he will be starting P15.
That only came up to my screen now. Like 10 seconds after you said that. Interesting.
Ah, very interesting.
Oh, 10th off Admiral. Gonna need to find another 10th and a half, I reckon, to just secure that top 10 spot.
Yeah, and there's his teammates in front of him, but he's too far down the road, I think, to have been given a tow.
And then they've got
a very tiny little toe, but
they've got the likes of Watson and Moses also behind him.
Yeah, 26.8 goes into P8, so ahead of his teammate who's just started a lap. So who's furthest round? Who's that car coming round? That's Kingspin.
Seems like Watson.
I think Watson's next, and he's 3.5 temps up just through sector 1. He needs a big gain here. Watson needs over a second to jump up to P9. But has been in hot form recently.
Definitely. Gotta give credit to the guy.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely fantastic. He's always finding himself
at Australia.
close to the top of qualifying, putting himself in a good position for the races.
Yeah, but he is struggling here. he still needs about half a second through the final sector just to make the top 10.
See how it goes. Oh,
27-0 without putting P11.
got the big ups behind him.
Oser's getting a massive toe off his teammate down to the final corner.
Right there. What a driver.
And air fastest
Chewbacca crossing the line.
Look at that, 6 thousandths of a second covering the top 3. Here comes Oser's 26.6, goes P5.
Cheeky Ferrari.
Gregory jumps up to P5, 26.6. Could Whale, given a toe... Well, no, it's not. He's safe. I was going to say, could it knock him out?
I actually think we missed it, Hilly, but I think Well might have given us a toe, yeah. Because I saw
a massive toe, yeah.
I saw Whale just like absolutely bottling the final corner, which he doesn't normally do. So I was assuming he might have just given away there for us.
He was giving Oz a massive toe down the back straight, and then
proper teamwork there.
Moved out the way for the final corner. So
both
proper teamwork, as you say. 26.718 from Whale was the cut-off time, because obviously English was actually faster than that, but crashed.
Both drivers from the constructors' rivals in Q3, yeah. V-Cobs and Ferrari.
Absolutely. Both V-Cars, both Ferraris through, and Ryanair looking very, very handy at the moment. But look at that, 0.284 covering the 9 drivers. Well, the top 7, basically.
That's close quality, that.
It is. Admiral, very unlucky, but in the what used to be called the second pole position. Hola, boys, says Ransdale. English says Ransdale. I should have been through. Josh messed up turn 5 because got too close to Chewbacca. Yeah, you don't want to be too close to a Chewbacca. That must have been very hairy, wasn't it, Vatty?
Definitely.
Like daddy jokes coming out. They're so daddy jokes that Vatty don't even know what I'm talking about. Football update: Newcastle 0, Man City 0. 44 minutes in.
Oh, look at that. Comes with a Newcastle fan and a City fan.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
I thought that's why you wanted to come in, to be honest. You got a goal up and you wanted to take a mate. I didn't know.
No, I'm not like that.
Yes, you are.
Right.
You really are.
Can't be.
So, surprise, surprise, Mr. Gooner is out first on track. Give him a Sauber. Out first every single time.
You'll never beat this guy out of the pit.
Just bang. Get out there. Clean air. Guaranteed. And the telly time. You're getting battered in the FA Cup. Well, I don't know if he's talking to you or me. I've got no idea. Are you talking to me, Josh, or Vatty? Are you talking to the Newcastle fan or the City fan? I don't know who you support, Josh, so I've got a feeling you might support Villa.
Oh, villain.
I think you might be.
Might be a Salford or a Swindon
Villa,
fan.
bro. Yeah, I thought so.
There you go.
Yeah, well, that's just putting down a few notches on the on my respect scale. Very high was Josh, but now I found out he's a Villa fan. That's yeah.
A big red flag, that.
So, Mr. Gooner, let's go on board. What has he got now? What we do know is that he had to use 2 sets of tyres in Q1, so this is almost certainly a U-set run.
Most definitely, yeah. I was actually joining the party chat before I joined Co-Coms. Kuno was blaming Isis for giving him incorrect information about his final lap in Q1.
I see. Okay.
Is what it is, but Kuno is a proper driver. should find himself close to the top of quality here.
He
But
will
it's on
be.
his standards. Does love a bit of Miami as well.
Yeah, he's not too bad around here. He's obviously he's a pad driver. We all know pad drivers suffer with tyre wear a bit worse than the wheel drivers.
Yeah.
And it is a high wear track, so I would rule out the 1-stop for Gunnar. I think it would definitely be a 2-stop for him.
Yeah, I never managed the 1-stop here. It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I do it. I think the problem corner is that long lingering left-hander that goes onto the first straight.
Yeah.
It absolutely burns up your right tyres. So
100%.
you've got to kind of cruise through it, which loses you time in the race, but extends your tyre run.
And the fast chicane in sector 1 as well is a tricky one for tyres. Crosses the line now.
You can tell it's a U-set run. Look, goodness me, very U-set.
Good lap, that good
Gregory actually caught him pretty much. Well, okay, Steersy then 25.9 from Steersy. Said the pole was going to be in the 25s. We're already there. 26.1 from Chris. Great lap from Chris. Here comes King Spin. 27.4. I couldn't get to the Ferrari. That was well. 26.7 from Whale. Comes Ryan Air. He's been highly impressive in quality so far.
Yeah.
So 27.1.
That's okay.
Hosers.
Probably you said there from Ryan.
27.0 from Ozers. Puts him in P4. You'd probably be quite surprised by that. So, James last to get the first runs on the board. Gunnar might go again. I don't know if he'd actually made a mistake on that run and backed out of it or not.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. So he might be going again.
Gotta give a shout out to the Pink V Corps. Absolutely beautiful car. That I'm loving it.
Ah, yeah, absolutely. I'm getting so confused on track now. Every time I look in my mirror now, the car behind is the wrong colour because everyone's using weird liveries.
The
6-1 from James goes P3.
Very decent lap there.
Really, the top four, I would say, have got decent times on the board for them.
Yeah.
I think everybody from Moses down have got big improvements left. So yeah, Gunnar has already gone faster on a 27.8.
From what we saw in Q2, this will definitely be a very close Q3 session.
Yeah, without doubt. I don't think we've got anybody actually on the lap at the moment. There's only a couple of attempts down, so I think he's maybe... He hasn't got a battery to actually go again, but I think he's pushing the tyres maybe just to see what they're doing. Although I'm not too sure why he'd do that, because he won't have a set of softs left for the race anyway, so... Softs in Miami, I mean, the only way you'd use softs here is if there's a right safety car right at the end.
Literally like 2 laps left of the race, yeah.
Yeah. If it's like six or
terrible.
7 laps, then you're better off sticking the mediums on, so...
Most definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. I like to box quite early on the mediums, on the 2-stop here. Looking to hard burns at the end.
Yeah, look for a decent undercut, particularly on the 1-stoppers. And
The optimistic thing about the 2-stop is the fact that you can push your tyres to the limit. Where the 1-stop you need to save a bit and not play into the advantage of the 1-stop as if there's a DRS train present, but if you're all alone, it's almost guaranteed that 2-stoppers are eventually going to catch you.
Yeah, I think so. The thing is, to 1-stop effectively, I think you have to set your car up deliberately to do it.
Exactly.
I don't think it's useful, like setting your car up to be absolute flat out as fast as it can be if you're going to 1-stop a race. You know, that's for the 2-stops. It tracks like this in a way. So, everybody back to the pits. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining.
This is going to be exciting into the session.
It is. It's going to be fast and frantic, and it is half time in the football at 0-0. So, which I'm quite pleased with at this stage because I kind of thought we were going to get better tonight. I'm not lie.
I know you've got nothing to worry about.
So
it is an absolute horrible form if I can put it that way.
we've got a run of fixtures coming up from the 28th of January through to the end of February, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's starting with PSG.
That's what you get for getting to the Champions League.
That's it. Yeah, we get PSG, then we get like Liverpool, Villa away in the FA Cup. We got Tottenham away. I think Arsenal were in there as well. I don't know, but it's the run of games is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then there's the possibility after the Villa game of a Champions League playoff if it comes to that. So it's yeah. I took a picture of it actually. I might post it in the football chat. But
it does seem like Yo and Bees have missed quite a few chances tonight.
Really?
Yeah, which is odd because I like the player. Really good striker, that guy.
Yeah, he is. Yep. Whale giving it the old seagulls.
Seagulls.
On the street. Seagulls. Even though he don't know the difference between a seagull and a pigeon. So,
Gunnar again.
Gunnar,
He just wants to screen time, let's be honest.
Set. Yeah, definitely. Ego the size of New York he has.
Let's see how it goes for Mr. Gunnar tonight.
So, really, always difficult sector one. Think about that left right. You've got to use the curb on the inside on the left hander, but as you saw there with Gunnar, it tried to pull the car over to the left hand side. So it's always risky, but if you want the time, you've got to do it. There's a second up basically.
By looking through sector one, it seems like he's running low wings for the race.
Yeah, which seems to be the meta this year.
Yeah, 100%.
Through the Mickey Mouse section, always difficult.
But deep there, yeah. But it's got the time in it. It's got the time in it.
101.3, he's 1.4 up. That's put him on pretty much a 26.4 exactly. But we know he was on worn tyres through the final sector.
Might get a few tens, yeah.
Another big improvement, yeah.
See if we can get in the 25.
Nicely. Car over to the right. Make sure you don't invalidate though. 26.2 for Gunnar. He's only effectively had one run or one fresh set of tyres to do a run, so I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah, still decent lap.
I think he's likely. Yeah, I don't think he's likely to lose anymore. So clean spin, massive improvement from him as well. He's actually improved. He's on for a 26.0 at the moment. This could be pole if he's improving through sector 3. 25.8.
What a lap from
King spin.
Very now.
Oh, Chris was up through sector 1, but he's just clattered the wall in the Mickey Mouse section. But he was improving. Gregory improved to P6. Who else have we got? Well, still on the lap. I think Ozer's.
Seems like Ozer's
just on the lap.
Well, might be the next driver.
I think he's the furthest round that's actually on the lap.
I'll keep an eye on Ryan here for the time being.
And that's an invalidation for Whale. Completely skipped over the
beautiful Mickey Mouse section from Ryan, yeah. The second up on his time, he's on for a 26.0, possibly 25.
Yeah. So he's definitely on target for Chris here in P3, but it could be even better.
Oh, Whale!
Oh, Whale, what have you done?
Oh, Whale! What have you done, man?
5-place grid penalty for Whale. I'd be amazed if it doesn't give one to Ryan as well. It usually does.
That's terrible. He
Very
was on
deserved.
such a good lap there.
And there's definitely a chance that he could have been on for a pole lap there. It was, he
100%.
was, he was around that area.
James looks like he might
So,
be improving to a 25 here. See how close he gets.
so I'm on board with Ozers, but James just crossing the line.
35
Is P2. And Ozers 26.5 is P7.
Gregory in the pits, but it's
So,
Steersy now. P2, Kingspan on debut takes pole from Steersy.
yes. Debut pole for Kingspin 8. Very impressive. Steersy not far behind in P2, and likewise for James in P3. Chris was improving through sets of 2, but smacked the wall in the Mickey Mouse section. Otherwise, he might have been able to challenge further up. I think the only having the one set for Gunnar has cost him in the end. That 26.2 from it, he'd have loved that as a banker lap. I'm glad to say it's given Whale the 5-place grid penalty, but not Ryan.
Yeah,
So Ryan will start
fair enough.
P8 at least. But obviously it's not where he was expecting to be or hoping to be.
And it seems like he's taking it quite well in chat. While apologise
Yeah.
and says he thought the session ended. Oh, rookie mistake that well. Can't believe
Very
it.
deserved 5-place grid. I'd stick him to the back if it was up to me, I'll be honest.
100%.
I'll be you, Barry. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, that's our qualifying. So it is pole position for the new boy, Kingspin. Steersy in 2, Chris Free, and Gunnar in 4? No, I'm missing James here somewhere, aren't I? James was P3, Chris is 4, and Gunnar 5. And the championship's so close as well. Anyway, Valley, let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll be back ready for the race start. So around about 5 minutes, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Right.
We are back.
Back. And
21:03 we're starting. So it should be any minute now.
21:03, so just about a minute. Yep. It's gonna be exciting. How many cars are gonna be crashing at turn 1, do you reckon, Vanny?
Say again, Hilly. I missed that.
How many cars do you reckon are crash at turn 1?
I reckon at least 5 or 6.
5 or 6, wow.
I see four wide turn 1, and then 2 people getting killed behind them.
Yeah, the 2 people in the middle getting sandwiched into turn 2. But I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever done a race around Miami where somebody didn't miss their braking into turn 1. I can't remember doing a race where nobody missed their braking, in a way.
Well, the way Ryan hit well on that final quali lap, Ryan might be missing the first braking zone.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
let's go through the grid then. So Kingspin starts on pole with Steersy P2. James in 3, Chris alongside in 4. Gunnar starts 5 with Gregory in 6. Ozers in 7 with Ryanair starting P8. English starts P9 with Admiral rounding out the top 10. Watson in P11, Chewbacca in 12. Whale, due to the 5-place grid penalty, starts P13 alongside Josh Gaiman in 14. Falcao starts P15 after being disqualified from Q2. Barry in 16. Kev in 17th with Robin rounding out the back of the grid tonight, which is P18. JT Chen didn't join us in qualifying in the end, so we are still the 18. 15 out of the 18 drivers starting on the mediums, Ratty. Only 3 on the hards, and that is Watson in P11, Josh in 14,
Shocker.
and Barry in 16. So Watson gone back to his usual strategy.
Yeah.
He likes to start on the hards. To be fair, if I was starting from P11, I might have considered doing that as well.
Yeah,
in fairness.
100%.
So,
He'll probably be looking at the 1 stop as well.
yeah, I'd imagine so. 1 stop, hard to medium. So you'd be looking at stuff. I can't remember exactly how many laps it is. Is it 29, 28, something like that? It's either 27, 28, or 29.
I think it's 26 or 27. Yeah, might be 27.
We'll find out in a moment. But if it's, let's say it's 27, it'll be looking to stop around about lap 15 or 16.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's fasten our seatbelts for this one.
yeah, not the worst camera, but not the best either. So I think let's choose Gunnar to go on board with. I think.
I'm gonna be on James here. Need a good view from the top 2.
Yeah, 5 lights on. It's a long pause. Out they go, and we are off in Miami.
Good start from
We get
Steersy.
underway. Head down to turn 1. He's alongside Kingspin and has the inside as well. Kingspin might come back at him.
Oh,
And Steersy does take the lead in the end.
bit of
Split
a
contact further down.
Kingspin from Kingspin. Managed
Yeah,
to save
down
it.
there, dropping to P11 now as Falcao already up to P10.
Crazy.
Fire from him.
5 places in 2 corners.
Yeah, what a start. And Whale trying to get past as well. But Ryanair has a great exit and gets back past Falcao. It's all going on in the mid part of the field. Falcao hasn't given up on this though. He's up the inside.
I'll switch back possibly from Ryanair now.
I think Wells actually taking advantage of going around the outside of Ryanair.
Crazy
And
move that
gets
from
the stick.
Whale there. Well
Great
done.
move.
What a move from Whale.
Falcao struggles over the chicane.
The Whale curse on Ryanair continues.
Yeah, and remember these guys, first lap, they're experiencing a dirty air around all these tight parts of the track for the first time. Very difficult. And Ryanair still alongside Well going into the effective final corner. I think again, Well comes out on top. And I think, is that Ryan Round? It is.
No. Oh, what an
Ryanair ends up
unlucky night
round.
from the week-off.
Yeah, not having a lucky night so far, but he did recover that really well and really quickly, but he is missing his left end plate.
It does seem like James is losing touch to the top two, yeah. Gonna have to close it in if he wants that DRS on that main straight.
Yeah, so
Manages to close it down.
it does. Just got to be a bit careful with the detection zone because it's actually out of the corner. So yeah, he was definitely inside the 1 second, so he's okay this lap. But yeah, he's dicing. Look,
Going for a move.
He was very slow in the early part of the straight there, James.
Yeah.
He gained it all back later on. As you say, King Spin was going for the move, so that probably slowed the front two down a little bit. The other driver dicing with falling out was Gregory, but he's just pulled a couple of attempts back. But other than that, all the way down to P14 at the moment, everybody within a second of the car in front.
Yeah.
Make that 15, 16, 17, everybody within 1 second of the car in front now. It's crazy. End of lap 2, we're just coming up to. Watson and Whale just dropped out of the 1 second of the car ahead, but then they both jumped back in again. It's mad.
Crazy stuff. Shows you how long that this DRS train is after Ryanair's incident, but it does make his way into the pits possibly for damage repair.
Yep, so maybe switch of strategy.
Slapping on the hardware.
Yeah, so let me just change it back to tyres. I still had it on position changes, but yeah, so sticks the hards on, and he's effectively going to be doing a one-stop from here. So a two-stop race in all.
He'll be hoping for a late safety car, taking those hards as long as he possibly can.
Takes the lead of the race. Simple DRS move, which I've got a feeling that we're probably going to be seeing a lot of simple DRS moves.
Most probably,
especially at the front. But at the moment, this field cannot be separated.
Admiral's in trouble, yeah. He's hovering. He's just gained that back in that Mickey Mouse section. But Ozers now.
Ozers is falling off of the car in front. Did he have DRS?
Doesn't seem like
no, he didn't.
This could be big for the top
lead
six.
At the front. So yeah, that's going to leave Ozers vulnerable. He's going to try and gain it back here. Oh, we got somebody drop in, and there's a yellow flag. It's Chewbacca. That's at the final corner. Kev's also dropped off the back. So was there contact with Kev? Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. Oh, this is crazy close at the moment. Gunnar for a moment there was getting mighty close to Chris, and then the old dirty air came into effect. Just drops him off the back. It's the problem with the train. So I think already these guys in the top 11, they've all started on the mediums. I think their minds will already be sort of thinking, what lap shall I pit?
Yeah.
Because there's a massive chance of an undercut here. Whale under pressure from Watson, the highest of the hard starters, but Whale is going to make a move himself on English. Inside does go a bit off track there, Whale. Not the cleanest, I don't think that one. Wasn't horrendous, but it's just not the best because for me, he ran off track on the exit, so probably should have waited.
Yeah, bit of a light joint there, but no harm done at the end.
No, there's no damage or anything like that to any of the cars, so that's the main thing. I think everybody's okay.
Manchester City has scored against Newcastle.
Oh, good.
And sponsored by Joe.
Oh, that's my night ruined.
Not over yet, mate. It's not over yet.
Are you sure? It's not showing up on mine. Mine still shows 0-0.
Still 35 minutes left.
Yeah, mine's still showing 0-0 at the moment. On the BBC site. It to be in VAR checks, maybe.
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh! And that's Falcao that just went sideways there.
It's just updated.
Well,
Car sideways.
he was
He is
sideways
indeed. He's
there.
all the way round in the end.
While in English were fast approaching, and I had to react really quickly there to avoid his car. With the ghosting turned off, it can always be chaos as Watson makes a move now in English, and possibly Wiley is looking for double overtake on the straight. Wild's not giving an inch there.
No. Well,
Good
not having
defending
it.
from Wild.
And, yeah, defend strongly. But little signs, maybe, that Watson's hards are already starting to come into their own. And we've only completed 4 laps. We're coming to the end of lap 5.
Yeah. Well, an interesting situation this. You were mentioning that the DRS train might make the drivers think about what lap they're putting. The 2 Mercedes are very close to each other, on the same straight possibly. Unless one of them tries to pull off a one-stop here, might be a potential double stack or even a late pit for one of the drivers. Especially around Miami. We know Admiral loves his one-stops at Miami.
He's also sitting a nice distance off of Ozers, not really attacking him.
Yeah.
And that suggests to me he doesn't particularly want to be too close to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I suspect Admiral will one stop. I don't know. Chris would be another one I would expect to be on a one stop.
Yeah.
I really don't know about most of the others, to be honest. I expect the majority of the field to 2-stop, but we'll see. So it makes it interesting. Falk out into the pits, and he'll be serving a 10-second penalty, which I saw pop up as well. Severe collision with Josh.
So I'm looking at the position changes here, Hilly, and it seems like Whale and Barry and even Robin are the biggest gainers so far in this race. All moving up 4 places.
Yeah, so good starts to the races from them. Well, we know that Whale, Watson and English have been really fighting, and Ryanair in the early stages were fighting with them as well, so that seems to have led to them falling off of the cars in front though. That's the only downside for them.
Probably lost like a good 3 seconds in the last 2 laps. I was just making the first move in the pits.
I was about to say, I was expecting somebody to make a move.
And it's normally houses on the 2-stop, especially when the strategy is medium hard, so he'll probably be looking to put again at lap maybe 18.
Yeah, 17, 18, that area. So sometimes the second stint might be slightly shorter than the third, so
it might work to his benefit, you know, because he's only got Chewbacca that he needs to clear, and then he's got loads of clean air ahead of him to make the undercut work.
It's not a massive problem that he's come out on the back of Chewbacca through sets of 1, because he's on cold tyres at this point in a way, so he's not going to be losing loads through here.
And he's got a DRS straight following up.
He's going to fly past him here. I don't. He might even get past before he reached. He is past before they reached the DRS.
Good pit stop there from Moses. That might be massive coming to the end of the race,
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on where he comes out. But so the one-stoppers, it is 29 laps. So the one-stoppers, somewhere around lap 12, I would imagine.
Yeah, Goodness lost DRS. So the top 4 running away now.
So that's going to leave him vulnerable to Gregory.
And the pit stop by Moses also left Admiral vulnerable because he's outside of the DRS as well. Guna reacts to Moses' pit stop by going into the pits.
Yeah, so that's Gunnar definitely two stopping, sorry.
Gonna be interesting how much time Moses gained on Guna, because I reckon Moses absolutely nailed that pit stop strategy there.
Just looking, he's across the line. He's going to fly past him.
That's crazy.
That is a Sauber round. That is Barry round on track then. Robin goes past him. Kev's caught behind him. And Ozers is through past Gunnar by the one-stop undercut.
Gunnar was in P5 now. Ozers was in P7 when he pitted, so 2 places gained there for Ozers.
Yeah. Rounds down in the chat just saying the one stop is so clear if you can put it off.
100%.
I agree. Yeah, it's just not that easy around here. As we got side-by-side racing, Chris and James through the Mickey Mouse section. Oh, goodness me!
Oh,
James was so close to
bit
the
of
wall on the
banging
outside.
tyres
But they
there.
were, yeah, a lot of argy-bargy, but there's not much more you can do than a bit of argy-bargy going through that section side by side. So
Always gonna be chaos when you go for a move there. Gregory is gonna look at a move on James here. Doing his car next to him and almost touches the rear there from James, just backs out of it.
Which one's heading into the pits then? Surely, yeah, James is in. I thought that was coming up, and King Spin is in as well.
Tiesi and Chris taking
Admiral's in.
mediums quite
Admiral
long.
is not one stopping.
Oh, he might have had a few tussles that we did not see, maybe ruining the tyres a bit.
Yeah, English.
He's on mediums again.
Pit lane.
Admiral's on mediums again.
Yeah, so he's going medium hard. So his strategy then is to do a shorter second stint to undercut going into the third stint.
Might be a big brand player from Admiral.
Could be.
Get
Watson now, the top of the hard starters up to P4. He's just over 8 seconds behind Gregory, but it's just immediately taken out 2 tenths. So we'll get an idea now of Watson's pace. I'm just looking, where is the first pitter after Watson? It's Ozers, isn't it? So Ozers is just over 5 seconds behind Watson at this stage. When you consider that Watson has probably got another 7 to 8 laps to do yet.
Yeah.
You'd expect Ozers to catch him. But it doesn't matter if Ozers catches him because Ozers will be coming in around about the same point for his next set.
Yeah.
So it's it's going to be interesting.
I have to say Ozers timed that pit stop really well there.
He did. He's currently got Robin now stuck in between him and Gunnar. Robin could be the
and Robin goes deep there,
here.
so Gunnar bounces on that opportunity.
I think he locked up. I saw some smoke come up, so somebody locked up, and Robin is into the pits. He's probably thinking, don't attack me too much, I'm going into the pits in a way. Kev follows him in as well, and I did notice that Steersy from the lead pitted.
Big games there from Moses on Steersy, but he's on 3 laps all the tyres. Just he's gonna have to clear Josh here, but Josh is gonna have DRS coming this DRS straight. Potentially.
Yeah, so Josh
is losing a bit of time
in the
now.
hard starters.
Oh, he's not gonna get it. Moses has got a clean move on Josh now. Who goes Moses?
By my reckoning, Chris is 1 stop in, having started on the mediums. He's got about 2.5 laps to do before he pits.
Yeah.
Depending on whether he's pitting lap 12 or 13, it could be either.
Oh, and Josh
and
is not making it easy for Kingspin, but Kingspin eventually makes the move going through the Mickey Mouse section.
Yeah, nice defending that from Josh, but Kingspin gets it done in the end. Now James right on the back of Josh as well. Obviously frustrating for the 2 stoppers when they're coming through like this, but you know, each driver is running their own race, and Josh is actually doing very well at the moment. So
Gunnar making a move on Ozers. Amazing.
That's up to the final corner. We've got a yellow flag.
Oh, it's Watson.
Oh, it's Watson.
Has he got a puncture?
No. No, I don't know what exactly happened, but I think he's just spun or something.
This is going to make Kingspin's life difficult now.
Yeah. So now Steersy is clearly into P2. You expect the gap to Chris to come flying down, but Chris, as I say, I reckon
he's on 1 stop
more. Yeah, 1 stop, and I reckon this lap and 1 more, and then he pits. So if that gap is still 7 seconds or above, then Chris is in a great place.
100%. And by the way, it's 2-0 now.
Oh, good.
And Johnson been there again.
Oh, I hate that bloke now.
Oh well. Anyway, back to the race.
Yeah.
Great battles all around
the
the farm.
a little bit, but
looking at the DRS train from Gunnar right down to English, Chris might have an opportunity to make the one-stop work versus Steersy.
Yeah, so he goes through again. The gap's only 8.6, well 8.5 now, as Steersy comes to the line. A bit less than that actually. It's so if you can hold that to around 7 seconds come the end of this next lap.
Yeah.
It depends which lap he's pitting. He may opt, you know, if the gap's still around 7 seconds, he may opt to go one more.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you never know if Steersy might have tried to react to Oz's and Gunnar's pit stop, because Steersy is also very good with time management. He might be looking at a one-stop as well, putting lap 10.
Yeah.
So the 19 laps on the hard is a big ask, but you never know with
It
Steersy always manages to...
Potentially might pull it off, yeah.
We'll have to
Barry
see.
into the pits there. He's gone on to mediums and has picked up 10 seconds speeding into the pits.
Oh, come on, Barry.
You do often get a few 10 seconds around here, don't you? English has got one as well.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest pit entry, to be honest. So, well, Ozer's definitely a big gainer out of the first round of pit stops, and he will just be saying, keep yourself in this DRS train now.
Hilly, do you...
Close to Gunnar to hold off the ones behind. Oh, go on.
Hilly, do you maybe know how long the pit stop is around Miami?
It's quite short, so I believe it's something around 22 seconds, 22 seconds, something like that.
I think Chris will be coming right beyond English here. If he
Yeah,
does
and I think
pit
Chris
this
has
lap.
done the right thing. I said if he could keep the gap to 7, it was under 5, so he lost huge amounts of time on that lap.
Yeah. But Steersy already got a massive lead over Gunnar in the past few laps.
So I think Chris is going to come out behind English in front of Ryanair. Yeah. There you have it. So he comes out P11.
Oh, Kingspan gets a penalty.
Oh dear. Kingspan really was a big loser out of those first pit stops, and he wasn't the last to pit. So I can only assume he got held up somewhere along the way. Here comes James. Is he going to try and outbrake him? He does. Makes the corner nicely, but will be on the outside round the right hander. Oh!
Closing a bit on Kingspan there.
Yeah.
Just ran out of room. Blinded with the wall.
Kingspin. He does still have his end plate, and that was the car behind Kingspin. That was Admiral clattering the wall there. That's probably a very often clattered wall on the exit going onto the straight. As long as you hit it sideways on, it doesn't really matter too much. Watson under attack. Very wide.
Chris in the pits again.
Chris headed into the pits again. Oh, he put mediums on.
Oh,
He put the wrong tyres on. It put mediums on his car.
That opens the door to Oz's, James and Kingspan to rack off the podium positions, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Admiral's got something to say about it. That's so unlucky from Chris. Was looking dead on for a one-stop strategy and just got ruined by the...
He was in a race for the race win. He was definitely great chance for a podium, but he was in the race for the race win.
Yeah.
When it all came out, he was going to be getting chased down in the last part of the race. But
oh man, that's why you always plan your pit stops just before the race to make sure your engineers know what you're going on to. Because you tend to forget when you just randomly say ready up, then you sometimes forget that you potentially want to do a different tire on a second stint, and it's clearly happened to Chris. Probably kept the preset on of medium, hard.
the other thing I tend to do is if the engineer comes up saying about changing your strategy, just ignore it.
Yeah.
It's never a good thing generally, and
well, they chalked off Semenya's goal.
Oh, so we're still 1-0.
Still 1-0, yeah. In for a chance, really, in for a chance. Oh,
yeah,
bit of banging there from Chris and Kev here. But does get the move clean and stick.
Yeah, and he's going to be straight on the back of Chewbacca with DRS down to turn 1.
Already 7 seconds between Stierzy and Kuna. Stierzy is absolutely flying.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how it happened, if I'm honest with you, because Stierzy pitted last, but somehow he's actually
but you know,
a massive lead.
Kuna does have his fuel gauge indicator lit up on his.
Yeah, so he's underfueled.
So there's potential fuel saving that he's currently doing.
Yep. Surprised to see somebody who's two-stopping having to fuel save. I would have thought you'd make sure you've got enough fuel if you're going to two-stop.
Yeah.
Because you're basically driving flat out all the time.
Exactly.
So, whereas one-stoppers would, you know, a bit of lifting and coasting helps your tyre wear. So, yeah, surprised at that. But, there we go. Kev also got past Chewbacca, but Chewbacca's going to come back in for P16 here, I think. DRS up. Doesn't have any battery really though, so I don't think he's going to do it. Oh, not even close. English back into the pits then, so he's the first of the second stoppers and he will serve his 10-second penalty. Oh! There's contact at the front!
Oh man!
Kingspin!
And James.
Gregory goes through, James has been caught up. I don't know which driver it is, but
well just hit
one
the
of them,
side of James.
and that's a severe collision penalty for James, so he gets 10 seconds for that. And
Wales missing his front wing as well.
I don't know which car it was, but one of them went very, very wide in that long left-hander and then just come back across and hit the other driver. But I don't know which driver it was that went wide, because they've both got liveries with pink on, so
it does seem like James and Kingsburn got out unscathed there, but Wales missing his entire front wing. Both end plates are off.
Yeah, so Wells going to have to take his stop, isn't he? And obviously it's going to cost him about an extra 5 seconds. Well, it's going to cost him more than that because they're doing an in-lap with no wing, but
yeah, unlucky man.
Just in the pits. Yeah, just in the pits. It's going to cost him another 5 seconds.
As the constructors are going, Osis might be carrying Ferrari to a potential constructors lead. Unless the VCOP's got something to say about it, Ryanair still needs to pit probably on those 14 lap old art.
Yeah, Kingspin retires in the pits, so that will be a steward's discussion on that one.
I'll open the ticket now.
Reserve driver though, so yeah, so reserve driver, so that's usually a week ban. Unless
he's got rear wing damage from the contact with James.
That's right, yeah, so if he's got any sort of damage that isn't front wing, then he is allowed to retire. So, after all that, Stierzy now leads by 8 seconds. Gunnar in P2 with Ozer still hot on his tail. And we should be coming up now to the second round of pit stops. So I'd expect Ozer's in. I would expect him in the end of the next lap, but it could be this lap.
He'll
just looking down at the track map, and he could come out in some traffic if he pits now. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Those guys that are just coming onto the back straight, surely that's a roundabout where he'd exit.
If I've got my calculations correct, he might be coming out behind Chris. Eventually behind Josh, but we'll have to see.
That wouldn't be so bad if he splits the two McLarens. He's already serviced, he's on his way. Might not be as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
It's hard to know because Ferrari's right at the front of the pit garage, of course, so we get a yellow flag.
Everyone's reacted to.
That was the final
Moses.
corner. Yeah, so actually, he came out ahead of the two McLarens, so he's ahead of Chris. So that's a perfect stop from Moses. He's got complete clean air.
He can push these tires now to get that undercut as big as possible to Gunnar. Gunnar still flashing on his HUD, yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll probably still be trying to cruise and save some fuel wherever he can. So this might be a massive undercut from Moses.
Yeah, certainly has that potential. The fact that Chris is actually in P5, I'm amazed.
It's all the incidents that happen ahead of him, isn't it?
If you take sort of, I don't know exactly how long a pit stop is, but if you take around, let's say you take 18 seconds off of Chris's time, he's right up there.
Yeah.
With all those guys, 1, 2, 3, all still to pit. So he'd be 13 seconds up the road from Ozos.
Massive recovery drive from Chris, yeah.
Yeah.
He's under threat from Admiral.
And that's a DRS move up to the final corner. Makes the corner nicely. So a good overtake from Admiral with the 4-lap fresher tyres. So none of the top 3 pitting that lap, by the way. So they are staying out, giving Ozers an extra lap of undercut. Three drivers are in: Josh, Barry, and Chewbacca.
Will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how close Ozers gets to Steersy once Steersy pits. If Steersy is planning to pit, like I said before, you never know if Steersy might be on the one stop. He's got no threat behind.
He could one stop, but the gap, the gap is such that he doesn't need to try it, does he?
Yeah.
He could just wait for the others to pit and then pit the following lap, so that he's still got a lap fresher tyres than the second driver.
Yeah.
Ryanair getting past English, and that is on the straight, on the first straight. So it's Ryanair back up to P8 now, and he's only just pitted actually, Ryan, so good recovery drive from him.
And even with the wing replacement from Weil, he's also not in a bad position yet to get some points.
Yeah. I don't think he's actually any lower than he was. He's just under attack from drivers behind, which he wouldn't have been without that wing change. So he's now leading a DRS train, whereas he should have been 7, 8 seconds up the road from these guys.
Another battle between Well and Ryan.
So Gunnar's in, Gunnar's out, and he is around 3 seconds behind Ozers.
Not as massive as I thought.
Slightly. No, I thought it might be a bit more than that, but it may change slightly when they come to the end of the first sector, but I think that's about right. 3.3, just looking at the track mappers to where they both are.
Admiral's lost a bit of touch to Chris here, so something might have happened to him.
James sets fastest lap of the race, and yeah, you're right. Chris is back past Admiral and has created a 2.5 gap. So you've got to assume that something happened for Admiral somewhere along the way, when you consider he's got the 4-lap fresher tyre. Well, in comes Steersy. Does Gregory fancy trying to get these tyres to the end? I don't think it would matter. I think Steersy would chase him down with ease.
Yeah.
But does he fancy trying to hold on to? No, he doesn't, because he's into the pits.
But still decent for Gregory, because it seems like he'll be comfortably ahead of Ryan A, which will put him in P6. So Mercedes on a good result here.
Yeah, Zozers then takes over P2, and Gunnar already taking a second out of him. So Gunnar is going to catch him. There's no doubt in that. Getting past and then creating a gap to Ozers is another matter altogether. So Ozer's definitely in the hunt for P2, but
Yeah.
without doubt in great shape for a podium. And for Whale, Rhino's gotten past him for P7, but Whale just needs to hold on here because he's on the hards, so he is going to get a tyre advantage later in the race. The other thing, though, we don't know is if Well sustained any other type of damage when he hit James, because it was a pretty hefty hit.
He is losing a bit of time to run here, and he's under threat from English Watson behind him.
Yeah, which I think is probably more in his mind rather than attacking Ryan at the moment, so... Hasn't had the best of luck in recent races, Whale, in terms of things like that happening to him. But
that's what happens if you're going for it.
Yep.
Just a bit of banter of Wells commentary on Thursdays. Always a feature of him. He's going for it.
Gunnar sets fastest lap of the race and he's right on the back of Ozers already. I thought it'd be 2 or 3 laps before he was on the back of Ozers, but a lap later he's already there. Gunnar wants this P2 to minimise the damage of a Steersy win. Steersy, by the way, pitted to mediums. So...
he's just going to extend that gap while Ozers and Gunnar battle it out for P2. Gunnar makes a move on Ozers.
DRS around the outside, has it done before the breaking point.
Ozers is happy to concede that position.
Yeah. I think all in all, whether it's P2 or P3, Ozers will be over the moon either way with a podium. So, doesn't want to fight too much, I guess. Admiral, by the way, back past Chris now. And Gregory is right on the back of Chris.
Those fresh mediums are looking right for Gregory, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be favourite to take the P4 in the end.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have thought that Admiral would be fighting him too hard. Just needs to get past the McLaren, and you would think that Admiral, not immediately because he's not close enough, but it's a difficult one because Admiral will want to allow Gregory to go, really, but at the same time, he's got to do it in such a way he doesn't lose out to Chris either.
Yeah.
So maybe just not burning down the straight and letting your teammate burn a bit just to get past you is probably the best way.
Chris is on 9 lap all hard, so he might be struggling to get the RS here for the next straight.
Well, I was a little surprised, Fatty, actually, when that mistake happened for Chris and put him on the other mediums. I was a little surprised that he just pitted straight away to change. I mean, unless they were warned. Oh no, they were, weren't they? He did. He used mediums in qualifying because he actually did get laps on them, doing a sort of race run practice. So yeah, they would have been pretty heavily worn. So that's why he did it. So just looking through the field now, we are spacing out a bit now. Ozers, it's really tight. He's just about held into the 1 second for DRS. I believe he was across the detection line before it dropped to under a second.
He's not got it. Doesn't have it.
No, doesn't look like he has it, no. Well, visually for me, and what the time we were saying at the top left of the screen, it was showing that he was within a second for me, but...
I'm getting worried here for Gunnar because his fuel indicator is still on.
Yeah.
So there is a potential that Gunnar might run out of fuel before the end of the race.
Yeah, he needs to start saving, and if that means losing a position to Ozers, then it means losing a position. Yeah, which way round you do it? I mean, I guess at the moment he's trying to break the 1 second and then start fuel saving, but for me, I'd do it the other way round. And I'd fuel save now, and if Ozers goes past him, fair enough, and then attack Ozers on the last lap once you've got enough fuel to do it. But Ozers is just saving his battery up, and he's got so much more battery.
One of the Mercedes, they have got an outside chance of a podium there if Gunnar runs out of fuel at the end.
Yeah. Just depends, doesn't it? And I can sometimes see the steering wheel they've actually got. So, with Gunnar, it says, once he straightens up the steering wheel, I'll be able to see it. .2 it says now. 5.2.
Oh, that's close,
isn't
it?
Lap, it'll be 5 remaining. Yeah.
That's
5.1.
close, that.
Just keep an eye on his steering wheel. It's going to be 5.0 now.
A lap of fuel, a lap.
So, yeah, he's basically got to save enough fuel to do the final corner to the start-finish line. That's what he needs to save.
Oh, this is going to be close for Gunnar.
He has broken the 1 second's roses, but only just. Well, I'm surprised. Cravey doesn't need to sit behind Admiral here, but I'd be happy to.
I actually don't think he's trying to sit. It seems like Admiral's just got the pace on him in sector 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yellow flag, and that's a Red Bull, and that is English. Round in sector 1.
Come on, English.
Tricky sector 1. I said he's been at some point, Fatty.
No, English, no.
He's driving very slow. Oh, because he's missing half his front wing. Left half of his front wing is gone completely. So, goes through, and he's, well, that's obviously a pit stop at the end of the lap. Hopefully he carries on. May as well now, there's only a few more laps to complete.
Well, Gunnar has used a lap of fuel exactly in the past lap, so he might make it to the end. Just a bit more saving that he needs to do for the final 4 laps.
Yeah, if he runs out on that final corner, then Ozers will get him. So he's got to save it.
Might have got a warning there as well.
Something we haven't seen much of tonight, Vat. We're not, in terms of 3 seconds, only 3 drivers at this stage of the race have penalties.
Yeah, it's surprising.
You think the Mickey Mouse section is very easy to jump a corner there. As English speeds into the pit lane, so I suspect we're about to see a retirement. Or he just sped into pit lane because he just didn't matter. Nope, we do see a retirement.
Another ticket for the students.
Yep. May as well just gone out on softs and set the fastest lap. Barry, 10 seconds speeding into the pit lane at this stage of the race as well. Definitely won't retire. Wouldn't have thought, because I think he's just putting on a set of softs to see if he can get fastest lap. But so no points for fastest lap this season.
Yeah.
Followed the real life in the same way. Moses has dropped off 3 seconds now. I don't know if he realised. I don't know if he knows about Gunnar's lack of fuel at the moment. If he doesn't. He needs to stay close, because if the gap gets too much, then Gunnar will make the line, even if he runs out of fuel at the final corner. Through. Watson and Whale are our only real battle, I think, at the moment. Falcon and Robin as well. Obviously suffered quite badly early in the race. He's not really had the same sort of comeback.
Yeah.
The drivers have, Ryan and and Chris.
Might be worth having a look at the potential driver of the day.
Yeah,
The tight one so far for me, to be honest.
it is. Position changes. I mean, look, Gunner's up 3 to second, Ozer's up 4 to third, Admiral's up 6 places, Wales up 5, Josh up 4, Kev up 5, Robin up 5. Out of the drivers remaining, 14 of them penalty free, so 14 drivers eligible.
Quite a battle between the two Mercedes now. Admiral not willing to give the position up.
Well, Admiral pretty high in the championship at the moment. I think he's sat 5th at the moment, and there's not that many points away from first, so he wants that 4th place. Only 2 of those championship rivals as it stands at the moment are ahead of him, so he'd be gaining on 2 others.
Yeah.
It's all so close at the moment, anybody could suddenly emerge. Maybe Ozers, who's taken a podium today by the looks of it. Josh picks up 3 seconds and rules himself out of driver today. That's a really difficult one, if I'm honest. I think I'm gravitating towards Admiral. Admiral or Ozers. I think Admiral for me. I'll tell you what about you, Vati?
Well, it's definitely between Ozers and Admiral for me. But I just think what I've seen so far from Moses in terms of his pit strategies and the fact that he's definitely on for a podium here. I think the fact that it's a podium finish versus 4th of Admiral, that might put Moses for me in favour of Admiral.
Yeah.
But Admiral's been having a great race so far, and he obviously doesn't want his teammate to let him go by, so he's hanging on to that P4 position quite nicely.
Yeah, didn't need to let him go in the end, did he? I thought when Gregory was getting past Chris that it might be wise to let Gregory go.
Yeah.
As he was on the fresh mediums, but they got away from Chris in a way. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely out of those two. But I mean, Steersy and Gunnar have both had great races as well.
100%.
Chris's recovery after the mistake, but I can only assume that mistake was his own, because ultimately you select your own strategy. The game doesn't change the tyres unless you agree to a different strategy for it or something like that. It doesn't just do it automatically.
Yeah.
Gunnar is fuel saving. He's dropping gears down to the final corner. Steersy wins in Miami. Victory again for Steersy.
Oh, he just
does make it to the line.
Close up there from Gunnar.
Take the podium. Admiral will hold off his teammate, who almost goes round at the end there, but does get it across the line before Chris can get him. Ryanair, very good recovery from him as well to take P7.
Well did well to Olaf Watson.
Yeah, I was really under the cosh there for the second, well, the last sort of third of the race after that wing loss.
No, Barry, don't leave the station, man.
No, you won't be over the moon with that, with his teammate leaving the session. So Watson P9, James 10th in the end. He'll be bitterly disappointed. Not exactly sure what happened in that moment, but say I know one of them went off and come back across, but I don't know which one it was because they've both got liveries with pink on, so I couldn't tell whether it's the Alpine or the RB.
Proper performance that from all the drivers. Obviously some chaos here and there.
Yeah.
But taking a look at all the penalties, then
I think I'm going to go with you, Vati. I think I'm going to go with Ozers for a driver of the day.
Yeah.
Him and Admiral have both had equally brilliant races, but for Ozers it's meant a podium. And
always difficult to select the driver of the day where there's two candidates that had equally impressive races.
Yeah, and I mean you could easily make arguments for Steersy and Gunnar as well, if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
So and then you could look at the recovery drivers as well and say, well, maybe they
yeah.
deserve it a bit as well. But it's so yeah. This is why I like it when there's loads of 3 seconds, so it narrows it down for me, makes it much easier. Gunnar also got fastest lap of the race, by the way, with a 28.816. Let me just scroll through that just to make sure, and then go to the race director and scroll through the incidents, which there is not many of. So that's done already. There we go. So congratulations to the top 3, and as I say, a joint selection of Ozers for driver of the day, with I think a massive shout out to Admiral
Has to be
as well.
great job from it,
Yeah. Not sure what else to say. Any incidents, obviously, make sure you report them, guys. No argument in the chat, just report the incidents and let the stewards deal with it. Other than that, Fatty, thank you very much for jumping in and joining me.
Yeah, of course, always.
Actually hoping, if you'll have me, I'm hoping to be doing the same with Wales on Thursday, as I don't have a pool match this week. So,
Oh, really?
I'm hoping to be able to do a bit of co-coms with Wales on Thursday.
That would
You might
be
say
great.
no yet. You might say no, I'm not had a come on yet. We'll have to see.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
But yeah, if you ever want to do it, Fatty, just give me a shout like you did tonight, and
Yeah.
you're more than welcome to join. Ransdale knows he can as well if he's free. So
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Always welcome. So other than that, thank you to everybody who's watched along and everybody who watched the stream back at a later point. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next week for round 6 of the championship, which looks like it just got even tighter than it already was. So we couldn't call a winner for this season yet. We'll see how we go next week. Other than that, don't forget Thursday night with Whale. He'll be doing comms, and hopefully, if he'll have me, I'll join him as a co-comms this week. And then, of course, on Sunday, Brian streams the Sundays, which has been a brilliant season so far there as well. So other than that, good night, God bless. See you again soon.